A guest at the same hotel as two women who've been confirmed to have COVID-19 says she was only tested for the virus today, despite ministry protocols to the contrary. Neither woman had been tested for the virus despite Ministry of Health rules requiring everyone to be tested on day 3 and day 12 of isolation. And one of the women had symptoms that were put down to an existing condition. Selina Eriwata told Checkpoint she arrived on the same Brisbane flight as the two women from the UK and is 10 days into 14 days of managed isolation. She's come home to see a terminally ill relative but won't be applying for an exemption as they've now been suspended. Selina says she found out about the cases from media reports and since then hasn't been allowed to leave her room for anything. Updates and messages come through the hotel intercom into her room.
It's mainly been about the testing that's happening and happened. And that they appreciate our patience, that everybody will be tested today. I think some people were also tested last night. There's been some messages that if smokers want to go out, then they call up reception and police are all outside. I do know that the elevators and the exits in the hallway are being manned. So, but again, we haven't left ever since we got the news yesterday, 3 p.m.
Have you had a test?
We did just have a test about 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago now. So we have been waiting for it since last night because I've made a couple of friends in the hotel that we've been messaging each other saying, they told me they had theirs last night. I'm glad we had ours today because last night it was a bit late and I've got 2 kids with me. So I was kind of dreading it more for that rather than for myself. But yeah, we have been tested, yes.
So is that the first time you've been tested?
Yeah, it is the first time.
When you arrived at the hotel, did they give you any indication, did the health authorities give you any indication that on your 3rd day you should be tested? Were you ever told that?
We have been, it's been floating around, I think. So when we arrived, it was June 7, and I believe that June 9 was when that mandatory day 3 and day 12 testing would come into place. So I think we might have just missed that. However, they said to us, if you want to elect to have the test done, then we're more than welcome. They've got a nurses station and all the Ministry of Health is all set up here. But it was never forced on to us to do it.
Or followed up.
To test it every day.
So nobody came and followed up with you to say, hey, it's day 3, let's maybe do a test.
Oh, yep. On day 3, they came over, but again, they said it's only optional. So we had the choice. Of course, I said no, because I never wanted to have it anyway. And when I first came over, I knew that it wasn't mandatory unless we had some kind of symptoms.
On the plane, you say there was a few hundred people. Then were you all put on a bus together to go to the hotel?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was a few hundred, but the plane was 2/3 full. It was the smaller plane as well.
Oh, okay.
No, we weren't all on the same bus. There was at least 5 buses.
What contact have you had with other guests? Do you exercise together? Were you previously allowed outside of your rooms? Could you talk to people in the hallway, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we were allowed to be let out of our rooms freely, which obviously we were happy about. We can leave at any time that we wanted, but any kind of conversation, we can be talking, but at a 2-metre distance. So and they had staff and they had the security all around inside and outside where we were allowed to go, making sure of this. So, even though we could be outside, we couldn't be really talking to other people in that kind of respect, yeah.
What health checks are done? Does anyone visit you on a daily basis or talk to you?
Yeah, every day we've got the nurses coming around to us and we have our temperatures checked. That's as far as it goes in terms of the daily checks. And if anybody has got any further, then we've got the nurses station downstairs we can freely go to for anything. But yeah, they do the daily checks here.
When they take your temperature, Selina, do they ask you any health-related questions, specifically about symptoms?
Yeah, they ask us if we're feeling okay today, how are we feeling, those kind of things. Obviously, all of our temperatures have come in under every single time. But they always do ask how are we feeling, do we have any concerns or any questions.
Would you normally go out for a walk or something, controlled?
When we first arrived, we were told that we can freely come in and out of our room. When we go out the front door, obviously there's only one way in and one way out. The security staff, make sure they're knowing who's going out, what room we're from. They note the time that we leave and the time that we go out. So I think that there is a limit of people who can go out at the time, but every time we've gone down, we've never been told to go back, except for when there's a new flight coming in and all of those new people will be coming. We're told to stay in our rooms. They've got the security that are just waiting right there. So there's no chance of us even trying to get out.
And that is Selina Eriwata.